Good afternoon and welcome to Best Kept Secrets to 10x Maximize Your Tax Return and Position Your Personal and Business for Maximum Gain. This is a financial workshop brought to you by Success Beyond Strategies Enterprise, LLC, PFS Tax Pros, powered by the Magnet Exchange Group and Four Seasons to Millions. Just have a couple of questions I'd like to put out to you to think about. Have you ever said to yourself some questions that goes like this? There has got to be another way for me to position myself where I cannot see all of my money go to taxes. I wish I could get more money during the year from my salary and it not all go to taxes. I like a big refund at the end of the year, but I could use a little more during the year too. Or have you ever said, there has got to be a better way for me to put my business, my organization in a better financial position for growth and expansion without all of it going to taxes? And on top of that, I'm paying at the end of the year. If you have been struggling and even losing sleep over trying to figure out the answers to these questions, we are here today to bring you the answers. At the end of the workshop today, we will be giving away free offers, discounts, and money-making opportunities that you can start today. So let's get started. What we're going to be covering today, some did you know questions, just some FYI to bring you to an awareness about some tax deduction opportunities. Then we're going to talk about how to 10x your current position, and then we're going to show you the money. I am the managing member of Success Beyond Strategies, LLC, in partnership with as a tax specialist and regional manager for PFS Tax Pros, an IRS approved tax preparation and business consulting service. Did you know that there are at least 475 tax deductions your business can take advantage of starting today for 2023 and prepare you for 2024? Did you know that there is a way to position yourself where you can lower your tax liabilities and stop paying back the IRS at the end of the year and actually get a refund? Did you know that you can audit proof yourself and your business from the IRS with a few major things in place that if they come knocking at your door, you're ready to face them without fear? We're here to show you how to do that. So you're saying, okay, Laverne, show me how to 10x my current position. You ready? Buckle up. I hope you have your notebooks and your pens ready because we're going to take some copious notes that you can be able to apply today. And just know and understand that we are here, Success Beyond Strategies, LLC, PFS Tax Pros, Magnet Exchange Group, and Four Seasons to Millions to undergird you in what you're about to hear today. The answer is establish a legal business entity. How do you think the wealthy and the rich stay wealthy and rich? They have legal business entities. And we're going to discuss some of the things that you have available to you as a result of having a legal business entity. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Laverne, I really don't want the headache of owning a business. But yet, are you tired of paying back the IRS? Student loans breaking you? And getting little to nothing back at tax season, especially if you don't have dependents? Something to think about. Let's talk about the three major mistakes people make when it comes to business and taxes. One of the largest things that I find in all of my years of assisting business owners and entrepreneurs in developing their business entity, the first step is I can do this myself. We DIY everything. But when it comes to registering your business, not picking the right entity will not put you in a better position to 10x your business. It could put you in a position where you're reaching back to fix, to pull up. And when you have funding opportunities come your way, whether it's grants, whether it's philanthropic opportunities, whatever comes your way, you don't want to have to reach back to put together the foundational things that you need to have in place in order for you to say, oh, I can give you that. Where do I sign? Not taking all of the deductions that your business is entitled to simply because you don't know. And you have no one to tell you that what they are. You haven't found anybody to do that yet. You have today. We're here to help. You're not aware of how to legally position your business and really position your business for funding opportunities and the right resources to 10x grow your business. We're going to talk about those today as well. The IRS in the state in which you do business recognizes the money you spend and invest in your business, and they classify them as business expenses. And there are 475 tax deductions that you have access to claim, but you can only claim them as a legal business entity registered with the Internal Revenue Service and the state. That's how the wealthy do it. That's how the rich do it and stay rich. But there's a way to do all things well. To obtain contracts and funding opportunities, you must be a registered legal business entity. Again, we are here to help. Let me give you 5 good reasons to have a legal business entity if you're not convinced so far. What some of the wealthy businesses and organizations capitalize on is that having a legal business entity positions you to have corporate tax rates lowered because you have these exemptions, you have these deductions, you have these credits, you have these expenses that can be deductible. They take full advantage of that in their business entity. Tax deductions and credits. There's US tax codes that provide certain deductions and credits for businesses that reduces your taxable income. Accelerated depreciation. Did you know that that business equipment that you purchase, like for your construction business or that oven or that refrigerator for your food service business, or even that food truck you purchased, you can accelerate depreciation over that rather than just writing it off the year that you purchased it. You can stretch it out for a number of years. We show you how to do that. Pass-through entities. If you want to know how the wealthy do it, if you want to know how the rich do it, this is one of the main ways that they do it. You have to understand what each entity selection gives you and benefits you. It has everything to do with your vision, mission, and purpose, what services and what opportunities, what products that you bring to the marketplace to determine what business entity that you need to establish, whether that's a partnership, an S Corp, an LLC, an LLP, a triple LP. We'll talk about that. Opportunity zones. And this is mostly geared to my tax exempt organizations, but for-profit businesses can definitely capitalize on this as well. Opportunity zones are basically economically distressed areas. And you've chosen to take your vision, mission, and purpose, your gift, your talent, and bring it to that economical space of the marketplace. There are deductions, tax incentives, deferrals, that can lower your tax liability and reduce those liabilities, but can also assist in your capital gains taxation. We'll talk about that, especially in your consultations. Now, we're going to get to the core. When you go to build a home from the ground up, the first thing you want to look at is the land that you want to purchase. Is it level? Does it have a lien, physical, and also a legal lien? Okay, there's some legal ramifications to dealing with that. But you want to make sure that you have a solid piece of land that you can build a solid foundation upon it. This way, whether you go high, whether you go wide, whether you go forward, whether you go on the back of that land, you don't have any concerns with all the beautiful things you're going to put into this home crashing and burning because your foundation is not solid. When you are establishing a business entity, it is no different than building a home from the ground up. You start out with that domain name, that company domain name, that unique name that you can acquire your business domain website, your business domain email. You're going to hear some continuity in what I'm explaining, because all of it needs to interconnect and all of it needs to be the same across the board, whether that's with the Internal Revenue Service, the state in which you do business, your city, your county, your borough, whatever it is that you want to do locally in government or in your town and in the place that you have decided to establish your business, you need to have these things in place. And they all need to be the same across the board, because what that says to funders is this person is consistent, this person is serious about their business, they're serious about bringing economic health to their marketplace and to the community in which they're servicing. It says a lot about your credibility as a business owner and entrepreneur. So you need to have this business address. Now, some of us may be working out of a home office. There's a way to set that up properly, that you can get the 10x maximizing tax deductions from that location. But when it comes to certain funding resources, they want to see that you have some type of established business location to operate in, especially if you're a brick and mortar business. If you're in construction, where are you putting your equipment? Are you leasing your equipment that it's in a storage place? Or there's so many little intricacies that when you pull that foundation together and you go for those funding opportunities, you're making it rain with paper so they can make it rain back to you in financial resources. You must have a business telephone number with a business 411 listing and Google searches. Okay? All of these things builds your foundation. When you become a legal business entity, you have to have governing documents. These are documents that, God forbid, if you find yourself in a court of law with your business, there's two things that a judge is going to ask you before he even opens your file and go through discussing your case. Do you have legal representation? Because a legal business entity cannot represent itself. And do you have governing documents? Governing documents are your articles of incorporation, your articles of formation and operating agreements as LLCs, LLPs, etc., and your bylaws, your 501c3 organizations, because that's where the judge is going to base a lot of his decisions on in that case that you want to be in your behalf. So these are documents that must be in place. And I would even dare to add to this list a business plan. When you're going before funders and lenders and financial opportunities, grants, and different bids, they want to see that you have a plan, that you have a strategy to grow this business from 1 to 3 years, from 3 to 5 years, from 5 to 10 years. They want to make sure that if they're putting out money to invest in you, that they can see a return on their investment in you and in your business. Then after you've laid all of that foundation, Now we can decide what business entity to select that best fits your business to the marketplace. Once you've decided what that is, now you can go to register for an EIN number and register your business in the state of your doing business or registered agent. The purpose of that is because as soon as you get that EIN number, the tax clock has just started clicking. So if you press that button first before you put all of these things in place, guess what? If you have none of this in place, now you have to give an account 12 months later to the government of what you did with that business. Now they give you that first 3-year grace, but you've already blown the first year. So my encouragement to you is take your time, make sure that you have all of these things in place. Success Beyond Strategies, PFS Tax Pros, Managed Exchange Group, Four Seasons to Millions. We have the resources that you need to make sure that all of this is in place. And then you can step out and do your business. You can step out and do your market research because you have that in your business plan. So you know how to just take off and you can run out the gate 10xing your business entity. All right. You said, okay, Laverne. All right. That's good. I get that. But show me the money. Where does the money come into all of this? So I'm gonna give you 6 simple steps you have to do to get the money on how to lower your position, to how to position your business to lower your tax liability and maximize your profit margin. Have your pen and papers ready? And understand, disclaimer, we have the resources to help you get these 6 things done. That rather you spending time on that, let us have that opportunity to work with you, to retain our services so that you can stay focused on the creative part of your business to the marketplace. These first 3, and I put 2 on one page because I want to ease you into this nice and slow. Don't want you to have a stroke or heart attack or anything, because everybody is not into these 2 things. And that's why we have services, we have virtual assistants that can help you with these first 3 parts. This way, you can be relieved in knowing this is in the works. I'm organizing my workspace. I'm organizing my records so that I can go out here and any opportunity, any financial opportunity that comes across your desk, you can take advantage of it because all you have to do is pull out your records from an organized system and you will be ready to go. Have record keeping systems in place that records all of your business activity. People want to know that if we're going to give you funding, whether that's a for-profit or tax-exempt organization, that we can get a return on our investment. The only way they know that is documentation. We have a saying in our community, documentation beats conversation 100 all day, every day. We can help you do that. Have a filing system that keeps all of your licenses, your registrations, your permits, your certifications, your insurances, and all contractual and funding agreements. I can't stress this enough. You can even have a spreadsheet of when all of these things are done, when all of these things are due, how much, so that you will never miss a date. You would hate to sit at a bidding table and when you come with your docs and they look at them, they say, wait a minute, your license is expired. You don't want to sit there and say, what? No, they're not. You don't want to be caught like that. You don't want to be caught that your permits are not in order. Because a lot of local governments, when you're looking at local funding and city and county and borough government funding opportunities where you can bid on it, you have to have all these things in place. They need to be to the standard in which your industry requires. so that you don't have to be the one to pick up your folders and walk out the door because your paperwork is not in order. This is what you have to do to get the money. I can't stress this enough. The reason why over 85% of people did not get FEMA money during 2020 to 2022 and even stretching out to 2023 is because they did not have number 3 in place. It is not up for discussion or debate. You must have an accounting software system to capture all of your income, all of your business income, all of your business expenses, and produce the financial reporting documents as needed for funding opportunities and funding resources. There's no way around it. The first thing they're going to ask you for, we need to see your P&L statement, we need to see your balance sheet, we need to see your statement of cash flows, we need to see your equity statement. What you going to do? But I'm here to tell you, we can help. In the meantime, if you're looking back at 2023 and you're coming to our services, this is what you need to have in place because we will do it, but it's going to cost you. But since you have to do this, just going to give you a little tip. Either an Excel spreadsheet to get it started or invest in an accounting software program, QuickBooks, and anything QuickBooks level and above. Because what QuickBooks does, as you enter the data in, first of all, you're setting up a chart of accounts, you're putting that data in, it'll automatically categorize it for you. And when you give it the command to spit out those reports I mentioned, it'll come out, you bring those reports to us, boom, 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 get your taxes out, maximum deduction because you captured all of your business expenses and all of your revenue reporting. Like we said in the beginning, right? That's how you 10X. Record every receipt and let your business activity define what is deductible. Take nothing for granted. The very receipt you think is not deductible probably is, and the receipt that you playing with that might not be, that those gray area receipts, we can help you stay out of the gray area, stay in the area you need to be in, 10X maximize your tax refund, and let's make it happen. Even for our people that are not in a business, but you're here to fill out your taxes, we want to make sure that we're 10Xing your tax refund as well, making sure that if you have I used to call my children my two lovely deductions. Once I explained to them the logistics of that, they were happy because they got a part of that refund when it came back. So we're going to talk about some of those things that you can take advantage of. Some you may already know with your child tax credits, your EITC, your educational credits, your adoption credits. Okay, but you need to make that appointment so that we can discuss that in greater detail. Okay, so now we'll have that information at the end of this presentation for you. Be knowledgeable of how your personal and business credit works. I think the reason why a lot of us are in unnecessary debt is because we simply just don't know how credit works. But credit is not a curse. It's a blessing if you know how to work it. We can show you how to do that, but you need to be open to want to learn how it works. And then you'll know how to read your credit report and make minor corrections. Did you know that just like all the business documents we talked about, that you have to have all of that information consistent? You have to have all of your information consistent on your personal credit report. You should have all 3 bureaus with the same address. The one you live at now, not the ones you lived at 10, 20 years ago, get them off. You need to know that all of your personal information in the credit report is correct. You can dispute it if it's not correct. Right there in each of their websites. It's January, freecreditreport.com, order your credit reports and sit down and really read them because they do give you some basic instructions. And then there's some minor corrections that you need to make. Now, when it comes to certain, even of those minor corrections, there's some little innuendos that we have available through our services that we can take that weight off you as well. So you want to capitalize on that. Some friendly reminders for my tax exempt organizations. Please file your tax exempt tax return. It's a 990. Because for 3 consecutive years, if you ignore the IRS, they're going to send you a lovely little letter saying you're no longer a tax exempt organization. And the red tape you have to go through to explain why you missed 3 consecutive years of filing your report with them, Godspeed on that. Renew your state tax exemption. Some states require that state tax exemption annual reporting as well. And then there's some states that have a separate annual report. They'll even send you the document that you have to do it on, or they may tell you, okay, when you go into our website, this is where you file your annual report. You're good to go. Have it done. Renew your domain and hostings for your website. I can't stress this enough. Again, that's one of those foundational things. You break that foundation, you may not get your domain for your business name back if you let that expire. So make sure it's on that dated spreadsheet of when your sources are due to keep your domain name. Some of you may have put out your domain for 3 and 5 years, still put it on that list because those years will creep up on you. Next thing you know, you're out of your domain and your hosting for your websites, your business email address, and by that time you put the word out on it, it's everywhere, and people go to click on it and you're not there anymore. It's like, what happened? Don't let that happen to you. Employees get a W-2. Employees get a W-2. For-profit and tax-exempt organizations, employees get a W-2 no later than January 31st. Send out those 1099s for those contractors and subcontractors. They want to file their taxes too. Make sure all of your entity information is updated, your addresses, phone numbers. Now, for those that already got that in place, Laverne, great. When was the last time you looked at them? Have you moved your business since then? Every January, just do a clean sweep and go through your IRS letter, your EIN letter, your state information, making sure that all of that information still says the same thing. Has your officers changed? My tax exempt people, you need to get some things updated. We can help you with that. Renew those insurances, licenses, and certifications so that you can keep your contracts and funding coming in, especially if you're doing bids and especially if you are receiving funds from grants. You have got to keep those things in place because when you have to report your business activity, sometimes they're asking those questions and you need to be able to check the yes box, okay? Prepare your board meeting schedule for the year. You really should have done that between September and December so that your board members can make sure that they are attending those meetings, especially the one mandatory meeting a year you must have, and that's your annual board meeting. Update and renew those volunteer agreements, those non-disclosure agreements. Make sure that they're fresh, going through those files. Check your local and city requirements. They change to keep getting those contracts as well. In those bids as well for profits. Okay, we have our Q&A session. We are going to pause for a moment. And what we're doing is going through the chat and we're going to go through all of your questions. What can I take away from this workshop today? We are showing you the money in free offers and a cashback program. For all who registered and attended today's workshop, you will receive in your email 4 10x PDFs of information to help you with your business entity to grow profits. Our cashback program, the Referral 500, for every 10 people you refer to us and that gets their taxes done with us, you can accumulate $500 in cash. Where have you ever gone that you can get your tax prepared, get the maximum return, and walk out with $500? Come on. PFS Tax Pros, people, we do that for you. And I'm going to appeal to my tax exempt organizations. This will be an excellent fundraising opportunity for the first quarter of this year. That every 10 people you refer and they retain our services, they get their taxes done with us, you can walk away with a nice piece of change between January and April. It's something to think about, right? We're showing you the money. Some of you may have a business plan. Some of you may not have a business plan at all. Some of you may be just starting out and you know you need a business plan. Well, we do business plan checkup reviews at Success Beyond Strategies, LLC. And for today until the 2nd of February, when you click on this link and book your appointment with us and secure that appointment, we can give you 10% off of whatever your consultation outcome is. Still showing you the money. Now, what I also need you to know is that we just don't rush in and rush out from January to April and not see you anymore the rest of the year. That's not how we do things at Success Beyond Strategies and PFS Tax Solutions. We provide professional tax preparation services and tax education programs that will help you prepare your wealth preservation portfolio for you and your family. You can screenshot this. This is our schedule for this year to make sure that you are taking full advantage. To start your tax process, you can click on the link on my left, and to start your consultation for your business entity evaluations, you can click on the link to my right, and let us help you throughout the year. In May, we have our tax education. June, we're doing those extensions because some of y'all may say, this is really awesome, Laverne, but I know I'm not going to be ready. And I know I'm going to need an extension already. Well, we'll help you do that. But we'll also prepare you so that this will be the last year you will have to do that. And then July to September, we'll have some tax education and assessments and strategy wealth preservation planning. Then in October, for our businesses that needed to file that extension, that's when your tax return will be due. And then in November, December, that's when we'll do some tax education, wealth preservation planning, and prepare you for 2025. Now, in the chat, there are some links that you can click on to start your tax preparation process, to schedule your appointment for your business review. You can contact us on our social media platforms. Please go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Alignable, and LinkedIn. When you do at Success Beyond Strategies, all one word, you will find us. Please connect, subscribe, click on alerts, whatever you have to do in all of those platforms. We would greatly appreciate your connectivity, and we will be keeping you posted through those resources of what we are doing and what services we have available for you. As a result of having attended this workshop, you have found areas in your business that is not IRS proof. You need to schedule your consultation appointment today to make sure you are ready for this tax year and also the years going forward. As I forestated, January is the best month to get your business entity evaluated and your tax plan and system in place and operational for your business so that you can receive the maximum in returns and the minimum in tax liability. You do not have to fear the Internal Revenue Service when your business entity house is in order. SBS LLC and PFS Tax Pros are here to help you do just that. Click on the links for your tax consultation. Let's get those taxes in, because on January 29th, the gate opens at IRS. We can go ahead and give you free estimates of what you can anticipate coming in from your tax return. Businesses, we can start entering your data even today, so that when that gate opens on the 29th, your tax return is off to the races and getting processed. So with that being said, one announcement I do want to give to my independent or individual tax filers, the child tax credit is about to pass a new bill allowing up to $3,600 for qualifying parents. They will decide prior to January 29th, so that on January 29th, again, like I said, your return goes out of the gate and into the hands of an IRS agent to process your return. But when you come to us and we can put that initial information in there, we can give you that estimate on the spot. We also have cash advances that within 24 to 48 hours, we can put that cash in your hand. Okay? So with that being said, thank you for joining me today for this 10x your tax return and your business entity. Bye-bye for now.